Hi, everyone. My name is David Hummels. I'm the Dean of the Kriner School of Management. I'm here to talk to you today about the new integrated business and engineering program, a new major that we have on offer from Purdue, offered jointly from the Kriner School of Management and the Purdue College of Engineering. I'm standing virtually on the front steps of the Purdue Memorial Union, looking through our new archway at the Rawls building, one of the important parts of the complex where Kriner students come to study and learn every day. I want to talk you through what some of the key elements are of how our new IBE program works, where it came from, what you can do with it, where you can go with it. The first thing that when you think about a brand new degree program is you might wonder, what's it all about? Where's it coming from? Why did they start this? IBE is actually an outgrowth of, or a reimagining of, a program we've had for a very long time called the BS in Industrial Management. And when we look at that program, the industrial management degree, for years, it generated some of our most wildly successful students. They had the best starting salaries, and their graduates often went on to start companies, become CEOs of Fortune 100 companies, do really amazing things. So why did we reimagine it? The main thing is that we thought industrial management doesn't really describe what the degree does for you or what it enables you to do when you finish. And we've also wanted to take the very best elements of that degree and reimagine, really take everything that was good about it and make it even better. So what are those kind of key elements? The first is right there in the name. It's a degree that integrates business with science and engineering. You'll see that all through the curriculum, and I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a moment, but the curriculum builds by starting off with what's essentially first-year engineering. You take a lot of courses in the basics of science and engineering, and then you take you start then adding in coursework in management and all the kind of key functional areas, things like accounting and economics, finance, marketing, and so on. And then what's really kind of special is you're not just kind of taking some courses from column A and some courses from column B. We have experiences that enable you to integrate your learning from those two knowledge domains. I think probably the most important of those is the opportunity to engage in what's called VIP, vertically integrated projects. This is a really important program offered in the College of Engineering, in which you start with a faculty research problem where the faculty are researching a really important question with companies. And they bring in groups of students, and they are first year freshmen all the way up through graduate students to work together in multidisciplinary teams to try and solve the challenges associated with those research problems with the companies. All of those problems exist at the intersection of business and technology. That's why we really think this degree and this experience is going to be so important for students. You know, when we looked back at the success of our industrial management degree, and we looked at the most wildly successful alums coming out of it, consistently what they were working to do was to solve large social problems at the intersection of technology and business. Things like solving world hunger, ending pandemic disease, developing clean energy sources. All of those kinds of problems have a fundamental science or engineering component to them, but they also have critical business challenges associated with them. You can have all the great science in the world, but if you don't pair it with business acumen that enables you to deliver solutions, it doesn't really do you a lot of good. So we really want to develop students who can sit at the intersection of technology and business and translate between those functions. One of the things that people sometimes find is you get in technologically oriented companies and you have groups of engineers who really can't talk to the business side of things. And you have the business side of things and they really can't talk to the scientists and engineers. Someone who can translate between those two knowledge domains is really powerful and impactful in companies. And we're going to produce students who can really do that better than anyone else. So I think that's really the first and most important piece of this, that integration of coursework for both sides and experiences that enable you to get practice over and over again, starting from the very first year in doing that integration. You know, in some places you'll see capstone courses where you work for 4 years and finally at the very end of things, you get to start working on integration and how it all comes together. No, You're going to start that on day one, and it's going to be an integrating element of everything you do in your entire time with us. All right, so that's the first thing. The second thing is a really strong emphasis on a cohort model. When students move through a large university like Purdue, there can be sometimes a tendency to lose your way among 45,000 students. For a degree like this to really be successful, we think it's important for students to have a cohort of like-minded, smart, ambitious students who they're working on, they're taking courses together, they're working together, they're relying on each other, they're being inspired by each other. We think that cohort is really important. Related to that, students will have a dedicated space just for IBE students where they can come together and study, work on projects, or just kind of be together. They'll have a dedicated academic director that they can turn to if they have any challenges. And we're not talking about someone who's servicing thousands of students. We're talking about students who are an academic director who's serving your cohort of 50 students. And then finally, students will have the opportunity, if they want, to participate in a living learning community. What that means is a special space in some dormitories that are set aside just for these students, where you can come together and be part of that. So I think that's a great piece. The next piece that is really important, we think, is all of our IBE students will also be offered admission into something called the Larson Leader Academy. What's that all about? So this is an opportunity to take everything that you're learning in the classroom and then take it another step. When you look at people who are highly successful, especially early in their careers, the difference between success and a little bit less success is not did they know how to do accounting or finance or marketing or so on. It's whether those students had finally developed professional skills, whether they could effectively communicate, whether they knew how to work in teams or to lead teams, if they knew how to work across cultures, that is to say, lead groups of people taken from all over the world and figure out how to integrate their strengths together. The Larson Leader Academy offers a series of programs and opportunities which are really focused on developing those professional skills, which enable you to really launch a very dynamic career. It also creates industry connections for you. So lots of industry projects where you'll have the opportunity to work with leaders of companies from Indiana or all over the world on things that are important to those companies and give you some experience of what the world of work is like. And then finally, it provides funds for you to pursue your passion. Maybe that's study abroad. So for Larson Leader students, we meet 100% of demonstrated financial need to do a study abroad program, funds to do undergraduate research, funds to pay yourself to help a business startup across campus. We have an amazing environment here for taking all of the bench science that is happening in science and engineering and other colleges, and then move it through the technology development process to create new companies. And our students participate in that process, and you can use your startup funds for that purpose. So we're pretty excited about this program. Actually, I should say we're extremely excited about this program. And what I'd like to do now is take a few questions, and I'm gonna draw these out of some past webinars that we've had previously that students are kind of curious about how this all works and what their experience is going to be like. So one of the first questions that we've gotten from a lot of folks is, what kind of concentrations can I do with this program? Can I pick up a minor here, a minor here, a concentration there? Like, what am I able to do? So what I'd like to do is now share my screen and show you kind of how the curriculum holds together and what that is going to enable you to do. So let me share, and here we go. Okay, so now let's see if I can get to, good. All right, so here's the curriculum. What you see here is you take business core courses, you take engineering courses, and then you have depth courses, and then there's a lot of this kind of stuff in here. Maybe actually it's easier to see this kind of semester by semester. So when you start off, what you're doing is a very strong set of science, mathematics, and some of the introductory management courses, along with those vertically integrated project courses right from the very beginning. And then in the second year, you start picking up additional functional areas in business, and additional engineering electives. Now, why am I mentioning this in terms of concentrations? When you look at the kinds of concentrations you might get across campus, all of them build on the courses you take in the first 2 years. And so we make it very, very easy for you to complete concentrations within Krannert, concentrations within the College of Science, concentrations within the College of Engineering, because you're already getting the core pieces of those concentrations in the first 2 years. The second thing that's really important about this is the way that we are structured here at Krannert in terms of the way that we do study abroad programs and summer programs. So any of the courses that you need to make progress through your Krannert core are available during the summer, either online or in residence in a study abroad program. So you need to get your marketing course taken care of. Why not go study marketing in Italy? And you can see how some of the major fashion houses of Italy do their marketing, and you get the marketing taken care of. So what those programs enable us to do is actually accelerate students toward graduation and free up space in the fall spring schedule for everything else they need to get done to do more specialized concentrations. Second question that I've gotten from a lot of students is, what kind of jobs will students get coming out of this program? I think it's a really important question for people to think about. When we look at the kinds of jobs that our industrial management degree historically offered to students, what we found was this. Students found really excellent positions in a wide variety of industries, in high technology and consulting, financial services, healthcare, manufacturing. They tended to be in roles as analysts or as consultants that required them to be agile, to integrate multiple knowledge domains, and to problem solve, right? Those also happen to be career paths that start high with really good salaries and then also have rapid career escalation. We think that the placement and internship opportunities are going to be even better with this reimagined degree because we've been actively recruiting companies who want to be part of it. And I got to tell you, they're super excited to meet you all, to get a chance to work with you, whether it's through the vertically integrated projects or the other industry project opportunities we have. They're eager to get you on their team. So we think the placement opportunities here are going to be phenomenal, but also extremely flexible. You'll be able to find lots and lots of different roles to fit into. A third question that I've got from a lot of students in these webinars is, what can you do from now until August to get ready? I'd say the first thing is really, enjoy your family and friends. This is a pretty special time in your life. Make sure you make the most of these next few months and appreciating the people you're with now. The second is start reading the business press, in particular stories that are focused on the intersection of business and technology. You can read the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, The Economist, even Wired magazine has really great coverage of problems at the intersection of technology and business. That'll start to introduce you to the kinds of challenges that you face when you try to solve these really, really big social challenges that intersect in those places. And then final thing I want to offer is, if you take our offer at admission, come find me on campus. I'm in the building right behind you there in the Krannert School. My office is right near the elevators. I love meeting first-year students, finding out what their stories are all about, how their experience is going, and how we can make it better. So come find me when you get to campus. Look forward to grabbing a coffee or lunch with you and welcoming you to the Krannert School of Management and Purdue University. Thanks for being here. Again, I just want to express how enthusiastic we are about this partnership with the College of Engineering to offer really one of the most unique degrees offered anywhere in the country. Excited to have you part of our inaugural class and hope to see you this August. Thanks so much.